Welcome back, everyone, to the deep dive. Ready to explore some more fascinating topics with us. Today, we're diving into how generative AI is impacting India. And for this one, we've got this really interesting report from EY, all about it. The state of Gen AI in India. They really go deep. Surveys, case studies, projections, it's got it all. But here's the thing. Gen AI has this huge potential to boost productivity across so many Indian industries, but the adoption rate is kind of surprisingly low. Only
Yeah.
15% have actually implemented it in production. So that's what we're going to dig into today. Why is that?
Yeah, that is interesting, isn't it? You'd think with all the hype, there would be more companies actually using it. What's really fascinating, though, is that even though adoption by businesses is low, indie knowledge workers are actually more likely to use AI in their work than the global average. So you've got this kind of disconnect between individual usage and company-wide implementation.
Yeah, it's like there's this huge opportunity just waiting to be unlocked, but something's holding companies back from taking that leap. So why the hesitation? Well, the EY report points out that only 8% of Indian companies feel confident about measuring and allocating the cost of AI. Makes sense. If you can't really get a grip on the financial side, you might be hesitant to go all in, right?
Right, and it's not just about the cost. The report also found that a lot of companies were held back by a lack of strong data frameworks. They really emphasized that organizations need to get their data management practices in top shape before they can truly benefit from AI. And then there's the whole talent gap thing. The survey actually found that only 3% of companies felt like they had the right people to effectively deploy GenAI.
So it seems like a lot of companies are missing some crucial pieces of the puzzle, but let's talk about what's driving this whole AI evolution in India. One major factor that the report highlights is the falling cost of AI tech. OpenAI's GPT API costs have dropped a whopping 80% in just 2 years. And then you have these open source models like Meta's Llama coming into the picture, making AI even more accessible.
Exactly. And that accessibility is going to be key for wider adoption in India. The report even suggests that costs could drop as low as INR 120 per hour using open source models, which would be huge, right? It would open up opportunities for smaller companies who might not have been able to afford it before. And this shift isn't just about large language models either. We're seeing a move towards what they call AI-embedded tech stacks.
AI embedded tech stacks. That's a new one for me. Could you break that down a little?
Sure, so it's kind of like this. Companies are starting to realize that while large language models are powerful, they're only one piece of the whole AI ecosystem. These AI-embedded tech stacks are all about integrating those LLMs with other AI tools, automation processes, and data management systems to create a more complete and powerful solution. Like building a team of specialists where each member brings their own expertise to the table.
Interesting. So it's not just about having one super AI, it's about having a whole team of AI working together. Now, you mentioned AI agents earlier, and I gotta say, when I hear AI agents, my mind kind of jumps to sci-fi movies, but how are they being used in the real world, especially in India?
Huh. Yeah, they're not taking over the world just yet. But in simple terms, AI agents are these autonomous systems that can act on behalf of users. Make decisions, take actions based on the information they're given. Think of something like Salesforce's Agent Force. These agents can handle all sorts of tasks from scheduling to generating personalized recommendations. And in India, where a lot of industries are already heavily reliant on tech, AI agents could really play a big role in making things more efficient.
So we've got falling costs, more integrated AI systems, and these AI agents that can basically act on our behalf. What other key trends should we be watching when it comes to India and Gen AI?
Two more come to mind: multimodal AI and the increasing focus on regional languages. So multimodal AI systems are designed to handle different types of data, not just text. They can work with images, videos, audio, all of it, which makes them super powerful and versatile. Imagine an AI that can look at a medical image, cross-reference it with the patient's records, and then help a doctor figure out a diagnosis and treatment plan. That's the kind of potential we're talking about.
That's incredible. Multimodal AI sounds like it could be a game changer, especially in a field like healthcare. Now, what about this focus on regional languages? How does that fit into the picture?
So India has this amazing linguistic diversity, which is both a challenge and an opportunity for AI adoption. Developing AI that works smoothly across multiple languages is super important if you want wider adoption, especially in areas like healthcare and education, where accessibility for everyone is crucial. Imagine the impact if people in rural communities could access healthcare info and education resources in their native language, all through AI-powered platforms. That's what we're talking about.
Breaking down barriers with AI, it's pretty powerful stuff.
Yeah.
Now let's shift gears a bit and talk about how GenAI is actually transforming specific industries in India. The EY report really dives into its impact on financial services, projecting a potential productivity boost of 38%. That's a pretty significant number. What's driving that kind of impact?
Well, it's all about using GenAI to make things more efficient and to create more personalized experiences for customers. Think about voice bots that can handle basic customer questions, personalized loan offers that are tailored to an individual's financial situation, and even AI-powered fraud detection that can catch suspicious activity in real time. We're already seeing companies like Bajaj Finance using GenAI for things like personalized loan offers and KYC automation with some pretty impressive results.
So it like taking the best of human interaction and amplifying it with the power of AI. That's really fascinating. But what about other sectors? How is Gen AI shaking things up in retail and e-commerce, for example?
It's very similar to financial services in that GenAI is bringing a wave of personalization and efficiency to retail. You're talking about hyper-personalized marketing campaigns that are incredibly targeted AI-powered recommendation engines that suggest products based on what you like and what you've bought in the past, and even AI-assisted platforms that help customers design and visualize things like home improvement projects.
So instead of getting bombarded with generic ads, consumers are going to start seeing recommendations that are actually relevant to them.
Exactly. And companies are already seeing the benefits. ADFRL, a big fashion retailer in India, is using AI for product design, and they've seen a big jump in conversion rates and cost savings. The whole customer experience is becoming way more seamless and tailored than ever before. And this trend is spreading to healthcare too. The report highlights a potential 32% productivity boost in healthcare thanks to Gen AI.
It seems like Gen AI is all about efficiency and personalization, no matter what the industry sells. But can you give us a concrete example of how this plays out in a healthcare setting? What does that actually look like?
Sure. Think about a world where administrative tasks are streamlined, diagnoses are faster and more accurate, and patient engagement is taken to a whole new level.
Oh.
Take Apollo 24/7, for example. They're the digital platform of Apollo hospitals, and they're using Gen AI to power their clinical intelligence engine, which analyzes patient data and assists doctors in making diagnoses.
That's amazing. It sounds like it could really revolutionize healthcare delivery. And what about life sciences? Is Gen AI having an impact there as well?
Absolutely. Life science is another area ripe for disruption. We're seeing Gen AI being used to speed up drug discovery, streamline manufacturing processes, and even improve how we monitor drug safety, which is called pharmacovigilance.
So we could potentially see new drugs and treatments being developed much faster.
Exactly. And it doesn't stop there.
Hmm.
We're also seeing companies like Syngene, an Indian company specializing in research and development, using AI platforms to significantly speed up drug development. The potential is enormous. And let's not forget about the tech services industry, which is expected to see a whopping 45% productivity boost thanks to Gen AI.
Wow. That's the highest increase we've talked about so far. What's driving such a huge boost in that particular sector?
It's all about the sheer range of tasks that Gen AI can automate and improve. We're seeing it used to automate software development, make business process outsourcing (BPO) more efficient, and create more personalized customer support experiences. The impact on this sector, which is already a major player in the Indian economy, is going to be huge.
So India, which is already a global tech powerhouse, could become even more dominant in the AI era. What about industries like automotive and mobility? Are they feeling the Gen AI impact too?
Oh, absolutely. Gen AI is driving innovation across the entire automotive and mobility landscape, from design and manufacturing all the way to autonomous driving and how companies engage with their customers. Expect to see new business models like ride sharing and mobility as a service, MaaS, really take off in the coming years.
So we might be hailing AI-powered taxis sooner than we think. Now, what about the industrial and energy sectors? Are they being left behind in this AI revolution?
Not at all. Gen AI is finding its way into these sectors too. We're seeing it used to optimize things like thermal power plants, make more accurate power demand forecasts, and develop innovative solutions for managing carbon emissions. There's even a growing number of startups popping up in this space, bringing fresh ideas to the table.
So Gen AI is touching pretty much every corner of the Indian economy. It's incredible. What about media and entertainment? How's this tech changing the way we consume and experience content?
That's another industry that's ripe for transformation. Gen AI is already being used to create hyper-personalized content experiences, streamline production workflows, and even develop immersive virtual events that blur the lines between the physical and digital worlds.
So imagine attending a concert from your couch, but it feels like you're actually there in the crowd thanks to AI.
Exactly.
Mm.
GenAI is pushing the boundaries of what's possible in media and entertainment. It's a pretty exciting time to be both a content creator and a consumer. But it's not all sunshine and rainbows.
Right. There must be some challenges too.
Exactly. We've been focusing on the positive side of GenAI, but we can't ignore the potential downsides. The report brings up some valid concerns about the societal impact of this tech. For instance, if 65% of tasks across industries become automated, what happens to the workforce? What new skills will be in demand, and what role should the government play in ensuring a smooth transition for people whose jobs are impacted?
Those are some big questions, and it's great that the report acknowledges them. It's not just about embracing the shiny new tech, but also about understanding and mitigating the potential disruptions it might cause. The report doesn't offer concrete solutions, but it does stress the importance of being proactive. So let's dig into these questions a bit ourselves. What are your thoughts on how India can prepare its workforce for this AI-driven future?
Well, it's going to require a multifaceted approach involving the government, businesses, and educational institutions working together. We need to invest in robust reskilling and upskilling programs that equip workers with the skills they'll need to succeed in an AI-powered economy.
Absolutely. It's not just about learning to code, right? What are some of the other essential skills you think will be crucial in this new landscape?
Think about skills like critical thinking, problem solving, creativity, adaptability. These are the uniquely human skills that will become even more valuable as AI takes over more routine tasks. And we also need to focus on boosting digital literacy across the board.
That makes sense. The more comfortable people are with technology, the better they'll be able to adapt to these changes. But it's not just about individual skills, is it? What role do businesses need to play in this transition?
Businesses need to step up and be proactive. They need to figure out where the skills gaps are in their organizations and invest in training programs to fill those gaps. And they need to foster a culture of continuous learning where employees are encouraged to keep updating their skills as technology changes.
It sounds like a shift in mindset is needed for both individuals and organizations. We need to move away from that old model of education followed by a lifelong career in one field and embrace the idea of always learning and adapting.
Exactly. And the government has a huge role to play here too. They need to create policies that support AI innovation while also addressing concerns about job displacement and social equity.
The report talks about India's India AI mission. Can you tell us more about that initiative and how it might help India navigate these challenges?
The India AI mission is a really ambitious program. It aims to use AI for economic growth and social good. It focuses on several key areas, like building a strong AI ecosystem, supporting research and development, promoting AI adoption across different sectors, and dealing with ethical and societal concerns.
So it's a holistic approach that aims to tackle both the opportunities and the challenges AI brings. What are some of the specific parts of this mission that stand out to you?
One that's really important is the creation of an India dataset platform. This platform will give researchers and businesses access to high-quality datasets, which are crucial for training and developing AI models.
It's like a national library specifically for AI data, making it easily accessible to anyone who needs it.
That's a great way to put it. Another important part is the focus on developing and using AI applications in sectors like healthcare, education, and agriculture. The goal is to use AI to solve real-world problems and improve the lives of everyday people.
So it's not just about AI for AI's sake. It's about making a tangible difference in people's lives.
Exactly. And the mission also emphasizes the importance of developing a skilled AI workforce. This includes things like increasing the number of AI courses at universities, setting up AI labs across the country, and encouraging collaborations between academia and industry.
It sounds like they're really putting a lot of effort into creating a pipeline of talent to fuel India's AI ambitions.
Absolutely. And there's also a focus on responsible AI development. The mission recognizes that we need to address ethical concerns and ensure that AI is used for good. This includes promoting research on AI ethics, developing guidelines for responsible AI, and fostering dialogue among different stakeholders.
It's encouraging to see that ethical considerations are being built into India's AI strategy from the ground up. Now, the report also highlights the importance of developing what they call sovereign AI capabilities. Can you explain what that means and why it's a priority for India?
Sovereign AI basically means being able to develop and use AI tech independently without having to rely heavily on foreign companies or governments. It's particularly important in areas like defense, finance, and healthcare, where data security and national interests are really important.
So it's about making sure India has control over its own AI future.
Exactly. By developing their own AI capabilities, India can reduce their dependence on foreign tech, protect their national interests, and shape the future of AI on their own terms.
It's ambitious, but it makes sense strategically. Now, as we wrap up our look at the EY report, is there anything else our listeners should keep in mind as they think about the future of AI in India?
I think the most important thing to remember is that the future of AI isn't set in stone. It's something that we're all shaping through the choices we make. The EY report is a valuable guide highlighting both the amazing opportunities and the challenges that lie ahead.
It's a call to action for all of us to engage with this technology in a thoughtful and responsible way to ensure that it's used to create a better future for everyone.
And it's important to remember that while AI is powerful, it's just a tool. What really matters is how we choose to use it. If we approach it ethically and with a focus on human well-being, AI has the potential to unlock incredible progress and solve some of the world's most pressing problems.
That's a powerful message, and this deep dive has certainly given me a lot to think about. As we wrap up our exploration of generative AI in India, I want to touch on something we mentioned earlier, the human element. Amidst all this talk of automation and algorithms, it's easy to forget that ultimately it's human ingenuity, adaptability, and collaboration that will determine the success of AI.
You're absolutely right. AI is a game changer, no doubt, but it's not a magic solution. The success of AI adoption in India depends on how effectively we integrate this technology with human capabilities.
So it's not about AI replacing humans, but about augmenting human potential.
Exactly. AI can take care of routine tasks, analyze mountains of data, and provide insights that we might miss. But it's human creativity, critical thinking, and emotional intelligence that will guide the development, deployment, and ethical use of AI.
It's a good reminder that technology is a tool, and it's up to us to use it wisely. The EY report emphasizes the need for continuous learning and adaptation. What are your thoughts on how individuals can prepare themselves for this AI-driven future?
Embrace lifelong learning. The skills that are in demand today might be obsolete tomorrow. So be curious, be adaptable, and be willing to learn new things throughout your career.
So it's not enough to just learn a set of skills and think you're good to go for life.
Exactly. We need to be constantly learning, evolving, and expanding our skill sets to keep up with the rapid pace of technological change.
What specific areas of knowledge or skills do you think will be particularly valuable in this new world?
Besides the technical skills related to AI and data science, things like critical thinking, problem solving, communication, and collaboration will be in high demand. These are the skills that help us work effectively with AI, understand its output, and make smart decisions based on those insights.
So it sounds like a combination of technical and human-centric skills will be the winning formula.
Absolutely. And we can't forget about ethics. As AI becomes more and more a part of our lives, we need to be aware of the potential ethical implications and make sure it's used responsibly for the good of everyone.
This deep dive has shown us the huge potential of generative AI to transform India, but it's also shown us the need for careful planning, solid policy frameworks, and a focus on ethics. Any final thoughts for our listeners as they navigate this complex and ever-changing landscape?
The future of AI in India is a story that's still being written. And it's a story that we're all a part of, a story with both incredible promise and potential pitfalls. If we engage with this technology thoughtfully, ethically, and collaboratively, we can help create a future where AI helps us build a more prosperous, equitable, and sustainable world.
Well said. To our listeners, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the world of generative AI in India. I hope you found it as insightful and thought-provoking as we did. Remember, knowledge is power, and the more we know about the potential and the challenges of AI, the better we'll be able to navigate this exciting new era.
Yeah, it really is a dynamic landscape. And while we've been talking about all the good stuff about GenAI, we got to look at the potential downsides too. The report raises some serious questions about how this technology might impact society. Like, if 65% of tasks across industries get automated, what happens to all the workers? What new skills will be needed, and how can the government help people whose jobs are affected make a smooth transition?
Those are some really important questions, and it's good that the report brings them up. It's not just about adopting the cool new tech, but also about figuring out how to handle the disruptions it could cause. The report doesn't really give us concrete solutions, but it does say we need to be proactive. So let's explore those questions a little more. What do you think India can do to prepare its workforce for this AI-powered future?
Well, it's going to take a multi-pronged approach. The government, businesses, educational institutions, they all need to work together. We need to invest in some serious reskilling and upskilling programs that give workers the skills they'll need to thrive in an economy driven by AI.
Definitely. It's not as simple as just learning how to code, is it? What other skills do you see as being essential in this new world?
Think about critical thinking. problem solving, creativity, adaptability. Those are the skills that are uniquely human, and they'll become even more valuable as AI takes over the more routine tasks. We also need to focus on making sure everyone is digitally literate.
Makes sense. The more comfortable people are with technology, the better prepared they'll be to adapt to all these changes. But it's not just about individual skills, right? What do businesses need to be doing to prepare for this transition?
Businesses need to be proactive. They got to figure out where the skills gaps are in their organizations and invest in training programs to fill those gaps. They also need to build a culture where continuous learning is encouraged.
Hmm.
Where employees are always learning and updating their skills as technology keeps changing.
Sounds like we need a change in mindset, both for individuals and companies.
Huh.
We got to move away from that old school model of education than a lifelong career in one field and embrace the idea of constantly learning and adapting.
You got it. And the government has a big part to play here too. They need to create policies that support AI innovation while also addressing concerns about job losses and social equity.
The report mentions India's Indic AI mission. What can you tell us about that initiative and how it might help India deal with all these challenges?
The Indic AI mission is a comprehensive program. It's all about using AI to drive economic growth and benefit society. It focuses on several key areas, like creating a strong AI ecosystem, encouraging research and development, promoting the use of AI across different sectors, and addressing ethical and societal concerns.
So it's a holistic approach that looks at both the positive and the negative aspects of AI. What are some of the things in this mission that you think are particularly interesting?
One that really stands out is the creation of an India dataset platform. This platform will provide researchers and businesses with access to high-quality datasets, which are crucial for training and developing AI models.
It's like creating a national library specifically for AI data, making sure everyone who needs it can access it.
That's a great way to think about it. Another important element is the emphasis on developing and implementing AI applications in sectors like healthcare, education, and agriculture. They want to use AI to solve real-world problems and make a positive impact on people's lives.
So it's not just about developing AI for the sake of it, it's about using it to make a real difference in the world.
Exactly. And the mission also recognizes the importance of building a skilled AI workforce. This includes things like increasing the number of AI courses in universities, setting up AI labs around the country, and promoting partnerships between academia and industry.
It sounds like they're really focused on building a pipeline of talented people to drive India's AI ambitions.
They are. And there's also a strong emphasis on developing AI responsibly. The mission acknowledges the ethical concerns and stresses the importance of using AI for good. This involves promoting research on AI ethics, creating guidelines for responsible AI development, and encouraging open discussions among everyone involved.
It's good to see that they're thinking about ethics right from the start and making it a core part of their AI strategy. Now, the report also talks about developing sovereign AI capabilities. What does that mean exactly, and why is it so important for India?
Sovereign AI essentially means being able to develop and use AI technologies independently without relying too much on foreign companies or governments. This is particularly important in critical areas like defense, finance, and healthcare, where data security and national interests are paramount.
So it's about making sure that India has control over its own AI destiny and can make its own decisions about how AI is used.
Precisely. By developing its own AI expertise, India can reduce its dependence on foreign technology, safeguard its national interests, and shape the future of AI in a way that aligns with its own values and goals.
It's a bold vision, but it makes perfect sense strategically. Now, as we wrap up our discussion on this EY report, is there anything else you think our listeners should keep in mind when thinking about the future of AI in India?
I think the key takeaway is this. The future of AI isn't predetermined. We're all actively shaping it through our choices and actions. The EY report gives us a roadmap, showing us both the exciting opportunities and the potential challenges that lie ahead.
It's a reminder that we all have a role to play in making sure that AI is used in a responsible and ethical way to create a better future for everyone.
Absolutely. And remember, while AI is incredibly powerful, it's still just a tool. The most important thing is how we choose to use it. If we approach AI ethically and with a focus on human well-being, it has the potential to unlock incredible progress and help us solve some of the world's biggest problems.
It's a powerful thought, and this deep dive has given me a lot to think about. As we conclude our exploration of generative AI in India, I want to circle back to something we touched on earlier, the human element. With all the talk about automation and algorithms, it's easy to lose sight of the fact that human ingenuity, adaptability, and collaboration are still crucial.
Couldn't agree more. AI is a game changer, but it's not a magic bullet. The success of AI in India depends on how well we integrate it with human capabilities.
So it's not about AI replacing humans, but about AI and humans working together to achieve more than either could alone.
That's it. AI can handle the routine stuff, analyze huge amounts of data, and give us insights we might not see ourselves. But it's human creativity, critical thinking, and emotional intelligence that will guide the development, the use, and the ethical considerations of AI.
It's a good reminder that technology is ultimately a tool, and it's up to us to use it wisely. The EY report really stresses the need for continuous learning and adaptation. How do you think people can best prepare for this future where AI is everywhere?
Lifelong learning is key. The skills that are hot today might be outdated tomorrow. So be curious, be adaptable, and keep learning new things throughout your career.
So we can't just learn a few things and expect that to be enough for our entire working lives?
Definitely not. We've got to constantly be learning, growing, and adding to our skill sets to keep up with how fast technology is changing.
What specific areas of knowledge or skills do you think will be most valuable in this new AI-driven world?
On top of technical skills in AI and data science, things like critical thinking, problem-solving, communication, and collaboration will be super important. Those are the skills that help us work effectively with AI, make sense of what it tells us, and use that information to make good decisions.
So it sounds like a mix of technical and human skills will be the key to success.
Exactly. Yeah. Don't forget about ethics. We need to be thinking about the ethical implications as AI becomes more embedded in our lives. We have to make sure it's used responsibly and for the benefit of everyone.
This deep dive has really shown us the huge potential of generative AI to transform India. It's also highlighted the need for careful planning, strong policies, and a focus on ethical considerations. Any final thoughts for our listeners as they navigate this complex and constantly evolving landscape?
The future of AI in India is still being written, and we're all part of writing it. It's a story full of promise, but also potential challenges. If we approach AI thoughtfully, ethically, and collaboratively, we can help create a future where AI empowers us to build a more prosperous, equitable, and sustainable world for everyone.
Well said. To all our listeners, thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of generative AI in India. We hope you found it as insightful and thought-provoking as we did. Remember, knowledge is power, and the more we understand about the potential and the challenges of AI, the better equipped we'll be to navigate this exciting new era.
Yeah, it's a lot to consider, and this deep dive has definitely given me a lot to think about. As we wrap up our exploration of generative AI in India, I want to go back to something we talked about earlier, the human element. With all this talk about automation and algorithms, it's easy to get caught up in the technical side of AI. But what really struck me in this report is the importance of human ingenuity, adaptability, and collaboration.
You're absolutely right. AI is a game changer, no doubt, but it's not a silver bullet. How successful AI adoption is in India really comes down to how well we integrate this tech with what humans are good at.
So it's not about AI taking over, it's more about AI and humans working together. Exactly. AI can handle the routine stuff, analyze tons of data, and give us insights that we might not see on our own. But it's human creativity, critical thinking, and our emotional intelligence that will guide how AI is developed, used, and how we make sure it's ethical.
It's like a reminder that at the end of the day, technology is a tool, and it's up to us to use it wisely. The EY report really emphasizes how important continuous learning and adaptation are. So what are your thoughts on how people can best prepare themselves for this future, where AI is everywhere?
The key is to embrace the idea of lifelong learning. The skills that are in demand today might be totally outdated tomorrow. So be curious, be adaptable, and be open to learning new things throughout your career.
So it's not enough to just learn a set of skills and think you're set for life.
Nope, not anymore. We've got to constantly be learning, evolving, and expanding our skill sets to keep up with the rapid pace of technological change.
What specific areas of knowledge or skills do you think will be the most valuable in this new AI-driven world?
Besides the technical skills related to AI and data science, things like critical thinking, problem-solving, communication, and collaboration will be in high demand. Those are the skills that help us work effectively with AI, make sense of what it tells us, and use that information to make good decisions.
So it sounds like a mix of technical and human-centric skills will be the winning formula.
Exactly. And we can't forget about ethics. As AI becomes more and more a part of our lives, we need to be aware of the potential ethical implications and make sure it's used responsibly and for the benefit of everyone.
This deep dive has really shown us the huge potential of generative AI to transform India, but it's also shown us the need for careful planning, strong policies, and a focus on ethical considerations. Any final thoughts for our listeners as they navigate this complex and ever-changing landscape?
The future of AI in India is a story that's still being written. And it's a story that we're all a part of, a story with both incredible promise and potential pitfalls. If we engage with this technology thoughtfully, ethically, and collaboratively, we can help create a future where AI empowers us to build a more prosperous, equitable, and sustainable world for everyone.
Well said. To all our listeners, thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of generative AI in India. We hope you found it as insightful and thought-provoking as we did. Remember, knowledge is power, and the more we understand about the potential and the challenges of AI, the better equipped we'll be to navigate this exciting new era.